Welcome back to Crafting with Holly. Today we're going to learn all about using simple macrame to brighten up a small living space. Here's your host, Holly Roddy.
Hey everybody, today we are going to be doing a very oversimplified version of macrame. So we have 3 different kinds of string that most people use. We have this white yarn, which is typically more difficult to work with. I wouldn't suggest that on your first go round. And then we have jute, and jute comes in different levels of thickness. So this is probably the thinnest version, and I wouldn't suggest that. I would get a thicker version, especially if you're doing it just as a beginner. And then this is the easiest to work with. This is a really big yarn. And so if you can kind of see what we're doing, we're making a basketball net basically with this. So we're doing 6 different knots, and let me slide this in so y'all can see what it looks like. So when you're done, it should look something like this when you hang it up. It's a little off-centered because you have to adjust the knots once you have the mason jar, in this case, in there. And you can basically do any kind of different jar or pot or anything you want in there. So we're going to get started. We're not going to use the jute or the white yarn just because it's a little harder to see and more difficult to work with. We're going to use this big white yarn. It's really soft and easy to work with. So we're going to take it and make some strings out of it. So we're going to you can really give yourself as much yarn or as little as you want, depending on how big you want this to be. So I'm going to take this, and you string it over itself a few times. Oops. So this is a little bit of the tedious process. Once you get started, it's really not hard at all. And you're going to want to make, on this side, 3 loops. So you're going to want to have 3 full loops, not like a half string that you'll have on the bottom side. And then you'll cut it right down here. And then you'll cut through all 3 of your loops up here. And then, super easy, just take it and knot right up here. And this is going to be the very start of your hanger. This is what you'll hang onto your loop, on your wall, whatever you choose to do. So we'll put that over there. And then you're going to come down here and kind of even out your loops. You're going to have to cut through 2 loops down here as well. But you're just going to want to make sure that you have 6 strings in total. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So I'll even this out. You don't really have to do this step. It's additional. It's just to look better. But either way, it doesn't really matter. So to get started, this yarn is really easy to work with because it kind of goes out all in different directions because of friction, I assume. I'm not really sure. I'm not a scientist. So you're going to take your strings. You're going to take 2 that are right next to each other. You don't have to do 2 right next to each other. It's just way easier to keep them all in line. You're going to take it and you're going to knot it on itself and pull through. And then you're going to pull that tight and have a knot. Going to want to try and make sure it's kind of even, because see how I did that where it kind of loops and turns? So I'm going to redo that. Actually, I'm not. And then you're going to try and make your next knot even and in line with your first knot. So take this, re-knot. Let's see, take that, put it as even as possible. It's not going to be perfect. That's something that's kind of fun about this, is that you can have fun and it doesn't have to be completely perfect. Because I know if it had to be perfect, I would give up. And then you take your third and you knot it just like you did with the other 2. Make sure they're all even still. And then knot that one. Okay, and then you have the start of the base, which is awesome. So here's where it gets a little trickier. You're going to take 2 adjacent knots, so that means they are right next to each other, and you're going to take 2 and knot those together. So you're going to make another knot. And then you're going to pretend like that knot isn't there. Make sure you don't re-knot that into any other knots or you'll end up with a lopsided hanger. And then pull that tight. And then you're going to do the same thing where you try and make them as even as possible. Of course, it's not going to be perfect, not expecting it to be. See, these are really fun to make because I just think they're really therapeutic. And especially when you get into the more difficult stuff where you're doing all these kinds of things, it'll be more fun. So knot again. Make sure it's kind of even. That's pretty close. And then you're going to knot your last one. And we are about to have a commercial, so we'll come back with the finished product and we will put our mason jars into use and see what we can do. Y'all enjoy.
You ever been in this situation? Roommates who just won't take out the trash? With the auto trash, you will never deal with this situation again. Only $49.99, all of your trash problems can go away forever.
Thanks to auto trash, I don't get angry when I look at my roommates anymore.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Crafting with Holly. So we just finished our initial hanger. Of course, if you want to make more knots, most people usually do about 3 or 4 all the way down. But just for time's sake, I'm just going to do 2 rows. And basically, if you want to keep going, you just do the same process where you take the adjacent knot and knot them together. And so for this, I'm going to take this and I'm going to knot it one more time, but all of the strings together. So it'll have that little hang down that looks super cute. And you can put beads on this. You can do whatever you want with this. It's really fun that you have the ability to do whatever. And so you're going to have this. If anybody's ever played basketball or seen a basketball net, this is kind of what it looks like. So you can just slip, I'll use the little mason jar. You can just slip it by the knot, make sure all the strings go over it. Oops. Sometimes it's hard to find exactly where it starts and stops, but you can find it. And so make sure that knot is kind of centered. And then you can hold it up, and then you have a perfect little macrame plant hanger. So now I'm going to show y'all different ways to decorate these mason jars. Of course, you can put plants in it. I typically don't, just for the fact that I can't keep anything alive. So I'm going to decorate them for Christmas. We're going to make a little bitty Christmas scene in this one. So we're going to use some of this fake snow I bought, which is super cute. And then we're going to use some glitter. So we're going to put that in there. I don't know if you can really even see it. It's fine. I'm sorry if I get this everywhere. I'm just doing my best. So we're going to put some fake snow, which is super cute. And then I have these little bitty trees. I'm going to put that right in there, which is super cute with all the snow to keep it sitting up. And then I'm going to take some little pine cones that I have and put those in there as well. Maybe top it off with some more snow. And then take some more glitter, because everybody loves glitter, right? And we're going to put the lid back on there. Maybe add another pine cone just for aesthetic's sake. See, isn't that so cute? And then you can put that in your planter, well, your hanger, because we didn't do the planter part, but that's okay. See, then you have a little bitty Christmas scene in there. Isn't that so cute? Okay, and there's one. And this is something that me and my mom do around the holidays as well, is we put ornaments all in these, and we hang them on the outside. So you can put some little ornaments in there, decorate them however you like. I actually got these ornaments at Walmart, and I also should say I got all the supplies at Walmart. I got the mason jars and the glitter and everything.